Hello, I'm Mary Osborne. I'm the 7th and 8th grade social studies teacher at Mountain View Elementary. And a lot of times in middle school, students automatically think the world revolves around them. And I know from personal experience, many times I was brought back to reality that the world doesn't revolve around you. However, in my classroom, I want them to kind of think that it does. This grant was about classroom redesign. And my first year teaching, I taught at a school that was in the ARI program, so I had access to innovation grants. That was when classroom redesign was new, and I didn't know my student population or anything about them, but I was a new teacher. I had the opportunity, so I took it. And so my first year teaching, I had flexible seating for my students. I had a couch, I had saucer chairs, bean bags, all kinds of different options. I had a futon. And so that was my first experience as a teacher. Students having the choice of where they sit, where they learn best. So then when I went to a different school, I didn't have that, and I saw the difference. So I had no experience of students in desk until I moved to a new school. And I noticed the lack of ownership in their learning. And I know it might sound crazy that changing a classroom can change their mentality towards school and social studies and reading, and so I knew I wanted to bring that back. So this year, since ARI is over and we have the opportunity at Leslie County to apply for a grant, I knew that classroom redesign was something I wanted to bring back. So with this grant, I've already gotten a lot of the new seating options we have, and in order to get students to take ownership, I have it set up kind of like a project-based learning where they have to do research before I purchased the new seating. So they had to look at customer reviews, like one girl found on Pottery Barn like this really cute seat, and it was pink and polka dotted, and I was like, okay, now let's think about the reality. Like, will this last with 100 middle schoolers using it every day for the whole school year? Because I'm getting rid of the desk ideally, so will that? So they had to like tone it down a notch and say, okay, let's look at durability, let's look at realistic seating options. So this year I've purchased gaming chairs, which the boys were so proud when they saw, because they each came up with an idea, like their design, what they would want ideally in their classroom. And so a lot of the boys had gaming chairs, and I found some affordable ones that seemed pretty durable. And so when the boys walked in and saw their chairs, like that was instant ownership, like that's the ones that we found. So they were excited about that. So I have gaming chairs, saucer chairs, I got a recliner. There's only one for the budget, but that is like the throne. So I've only had this seating for, I would say, 2 weeks, and the change already, they're just excited when they walk in the room. Like, we could be having the most boring lesson, which I try to prevent, but it could be a very boring topic, something they're not interested in. But like when they walk in the room and they realize that they are in control of their learning environment, they get to sit where they work best. That's also teaching them maturity. So I'm like, I will let you make your selection, but you get one warning, and if that's an issue, you know, you're going back to a desk. So right now I have 12 desks in my room. Ideally, I would like to get rid of all of them, but at the beginning stages of this process, I like to have that so that they can see it as an incentive, like, oh, I need to get it together, I need to do what I'm supposed to, or I'm going to be back in a desk and not in this nice recliner. I better get it together before Miss Osborne puts me back in my seat. So that is something that I've found just changes the whole culture of my classroom. And it's kind of set up like a cafe style, like I have some high top tables with stools, lower seating, so there's like different levels. So that if we're doing something on the smart board, everyone can see it. You know, you always have those students, I can't see back here. So the way it's set up, it's prone to their learning, collaboration, and just 21st century skills in general in my classroom. That's one of the main reasons, because you all know if you have desk, it's hard when you do a group project and then the teacher below wants to come up and like shake you because it sounds like an earthquake's happening above them. So being able to have these little stations with different seating has really improved the time used in class. We don't have to worry about switching things up, and just their overall attitude towards social studies. Any questions?